What's up, everybody? My name is Josh Cahill, and in this episode of Marketing Minutes with the Mustache Marketer, we're going to cover Facebook lead ads for real estate agents and how you can generate 50 to 60 new leads every single month. Now, make sure you watch until the end. I'm going to give you my super secret ninja trick on how you can get 80 to 90% of your audience to open your messages. Stay tuned. All right, let's jump into today's video. And if it's your first time here, my name is Josh Cahill, the Mustache Marketer. And on this channel, we concentrate on Facebook marketing and all the latest tips, tricks, and strategies that you can use in your business. So if you find any value out of this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below and turning on your notifications so you can stay up to date with everything that's working in today's market. So the first thing that we're going to go over is some results. So you guys can see what I'm going to show you today, the step-by-step process for using Facebook lead ads for real estate agents is that this definitely does work. As you can see here, we were able to collect 53 leads, and this was over a 1 month period. So you can consistently get 50 to 60 leads a month, if not more, depending on your budget, and continue to build out your list and build a relationship with your audience. If I change the date here, you can see if we stretch this out over a 2 month period, we actually collected 111 leads for $5.04 a piece, spent $558. Those are amazing results when you have a consistent flow of leads coming in that you can call, email, build a relationship with, and this can just keep going and going and going. So that's $558 over 2 months. So let me drop it back down to a 1 month period. I think it was about a little over $300 that we spent. So $304. So if you consistently can spend $300 on your marketing efforts on Facebook, you will bring in 50 to 60 leads. Those are amazing results. So let's dive in and show you exactly how to set this type of campaign up. We're going to do a step-by-step walkthrough so you guys can duplicate that and get the same results. So first thing we're going to do, I'm going to switch over to a different page here. And this will be a full walkthrough. So once you are in your ads manager, you're going to go over to create, and we're going to create a brand new ad. So you have a lot of options here. These are your objectives. These are what you're trying to accomplish. We're going to use lead generation. That's the whole point of this campaign, is to generate leads for the real estate agents, for you yourself, that you can build a relationship with. So lead generation. And then we'll come down here and we'll call it a demo. And then just click continue. Now, the first thing you'll want to do is come up to the ad set name, and you'll just want to name it something so you can keep it straight in your ads manager. We're just going to call it demo, a demo agent. And then we need to pick a page. So if you're creating this for, if you're an agency and you're creating this for one of your agents, you're going to want to make sure you pick their page. We're going to go in here and just pick my page that I use. This will come from the Mustache Marketer page, but typically it'll be your page. That way it says your name from your business page so they recognize you as the real estate agent. We don't have to select anything with the catalog. Now we're going to come down here to audience. So under the audience, there's a couple things that you have to do to make sure this is where you're going to start your targeting to who your ad is going to be shown to. So this first thing that we come to is everyone in this location. We want to click that down to people who live in this location. That you also have recently visited or traveling through. So we want to target that people that live in our area, so we know that they're looking to buy houses in that area. So we already know they live there. If you select one of the other ones, it could be someone that was traveling, someone that was visiting friends and family. They don't live there. They have no intention of living there. So you don't want to pick that one because you're going to be targeting the wrong people and wasting your marketing dollars. So it's people who live in this location. Now, we don't want to leave it to the entire United States. So what I like to do is target either by city, radius, or zip code. So it depends on your area. If you live on the border of another state, you might want to select zip code. So again, you're not wasting your marketing dollars by targeting people in another state. So you can select different zip codes that are along your state line. But for simplicity's sake here, I'm just going to type in Cincinnati. So that's my local area. And we want to do about a 10-mile radius. So that gives us a good core group for who we are going to target. And we'll continue that to narrow down that a little bit. But about 10 miles for someone looking for a house in that general area is a pretty good targeting. You can start with that and test it. Now, as far as age is concerned, we typically want to go about 25 or 30 up. So obviously you want to look for people that are at the age of looking to buy their first house. 25 to 30-ish, all the way up to about 55. And again, you can test this, but this is a good range to start with of who we're going to show the ads to. It works really well in that range. And then we want to show it to both men and women, and we can keep the language the same. Typically, it's going to be English, so we'll leave that there. Now, over on this side, you'll see the potential reach. This is how many people we are going to potentially reach depending on our budget. So we like this to be at least 100,000 or more, but less than 1 million. So if you are in New York or really, really big cities, big populated areas, you want to condense your audience down to again, you're not wasting those dollars on tons and tons and tons of impressions. So you want to keep it over 100,000, but less than 1 million. So this is good range here, 470,000. If it was too big, then you could use additional targeting options for people that are interested in like Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. So you can put some interest in to narrow down that targeting for people that you know are already interested in home search type sites. So this is great for this area here. Now, placements, we are going to edit the placements, and here's why. If you keep it on automatic placement, Facebook will show your ad across every network that they have, and that's typically going to waste your dollars. We want to concentrate on Facebook and Instagram in the news feeds themselves. So we need to edit the placement of who is going to see our actual ad. So instant articles, we're not worried about. Those are somebody that's reading the Wall Street Journal and your ad pops up, things like that. That's probably not going to be our target market for right now. We want our ad to be seen in the Facebook newsfeed and the Instagram newsfeed. Instagram is really good for real estate because of the high quality images. So it works really well in the Instagram feed. So we're going to get rid of instant articles. And we're going to get rid of Instagram stories at this point. If you are doing a Instagram story ad, it's typically, and you want to do a video, then it has to be in a different format. So we're going to leave that alone from now. I have a different video if you are interested in running Instagram ads specifically, and I'll link that up in the card, which will usually be above us here. So you guys can check that video out if that's something you're interested in. But for now, we're going to concentrate on the Instagram newsfeed and the Facebook newsfeed. And we can keep this for all mobile devices. We're not exactly for sure if they're going to be on a tablet, a computer, a cell phone. So we're going to let Facebook just show that to whatever device makes sense for them. And then now we're going to come down to budget and scheduling. So to get about 50 to 60 leads a month, you can do that for $5 to $10 a day. So we're just going to start at $10 a day. It's $300 a month. Very well doable for the results that you're going to get for most real estate agents out there. So this will just continually run on a daily budget. Facebook will use that $10 to get you as many leads as possible. This is where Facebook is really good at using the data, using their algorithm to find people in your audience that are looking for what you are offering, which is going to be a house, a listing, a homes list. So we'll get into that later. This will be just the $10 a day that we're going to let that run. Bid strategy leads, we're going to leave this as is. Facebook is really good at doing the bid strategy, so we'll let that go. All you have to do is go ahead and click continue. All right, now this is where we are going to actually create the ad itself. And you have a couple different options. But specifically for real estate agents, you usually want to do a carousel ad or a video ad. So we're going to do a carousel ad at this point, which is multiple images in the same ad. So instead of having a single image or video, you can have 4, 5, 6, 7, however many images you want that your user and the audience can scroll through on their phone and see the different images of the house. So we're going to keep this as carousel. And then the next thing you see is our text. So that's going to be the copy that we're going to use in the ad. So I already have some copy over here. I'm going to go ahead and grab this information, and then I'll tell you why we're using it. And you guys can feel free to use this in your own ad. So for this specific ad, we are running a homes list. And that homes list is typically median price range for your specific area. So for this specific area, Northern Kentucky, we did a list of every home in the area for 300 that was under 350,000. And what people are opting in is to get this list of homes. So that is your lead magnet. That is what you're giving of value to your audience. And in return, they're going to give you their name, email, and phone number. It works really well. You run the ad in your area. People that are looking to buy a house, they want to have an easy access of every house in the area of under a specific price. So this is a very good lead magnet, and it's super easy for real estate agents, for you guys to go to your MLS, pull up a list of a house below a certain price range, and you use that as your lead magnet in your advertisement, in your Facebook ad. So on this ad specifically, so the first thing you see is attention Northern Kentucky. So we are in Northern Kentucky, Greater Cincinnati. You want to be able to call out your audience. You want to grab their attention. So there's certain things that we're going to do in the Facebook ad for specific reasons. So attention Northern Kentucky is calling out your audience. When someone sees this ad, they identify as living in Northern Kentucky or Greater Cincinnati. So they're going to start to pay attention. Then they're going to scroll down a little further and see these homes are under 350,000. So now they're starting to register in their mind what the ad is about and why they should pay attention. They want the list. They've been thinking about moving. They want a new house. So now you've grabbed their attention. So then you give them a little bit more copy of kind of like a pain point. So tired of paying for dull, overpriced cookie cutter homes in a cramped subdivision. So this gives them an idea of, yes, I am tired of that. I've been looking for specific houses. So again, you're grabbing their attention. They're starting to pay attention to what your ad says, and hopefully they're going to opt in, give you their name, email, and phone number, and you can capture that information as a lead. So then you go on to tell them that you've put together a free list of hot homes here in Northern Kentucky under 350,000. This list is more up to date than Zillow or Trulia, and some of these homes have just reduced in price. So you want to make sure that the copy that you use there, that if you don't have any houses that haven't reduced in price, then you just want to adjust that a little bit, because we always want to make sure what we're saying is true and ethical. So then you just go on to say, click learn more below to get instant access. But don't wait. Homes in this area are going fast, which is completely true, at least here in Cincinnati. Homes on the market are selling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Things are moving really, really quick. So this is a great way for you to give value to your audience, collect their information as a lead, and help them find the proper house. And we always like to say click learn more because it's less intrusive instead of download now, or there's a few other options we could use. And we'll like down here, I'll show you under the call to action. So it's apply now, book now, download, get offer. I always like to use learn more. Like I said, it seems less intrusive. It's not in their face. If they want to learn more, great, they can. If not, they'll move on. So learn more just really works really well. So now we're going to go down here and create the actual images that we need in that carousel. So I have a bunch of images already. I'm just going to go ahead and grab those from the computer. And you typically want to use 2 or 3 pictures of the outside, 2 or 3 pictures of the inside, great bathrooms, great kitchens. You know, you want to use the same things you would do in an open house advertisement, print advertisement. Take the best pictures possible, and that's what you're going to put inside your ad. So let's see, we already have some stuff in here from previous campaigns. And all these images will need to be on your computer when you go to grab them. So if you need to upload images, you just go to upload. You can drag and drop, or you can click and it'll take you straight to the images that you need. So now we can just go in here and find, should have some pictures of some houses in here. So we're going to do 1 or 2 of these just to show you how the carousel actually works. So this image will upload, and then you click confirm, and that will throw the image in here for you. Now you would go through several different images, and you can also, as a headline, you can put some more information down here. Some emojis in there, hot homes, up-to-date listing, new kitchen, whatever you want to do in here. So this is where you'll start to build out the best images that you have for each house. And you want to make sure the images that you're using are being actually pulled from the list that people are going to download. If the house isn't available, then don't put those images in there, because again, you want to make sure you're giving people ethical and honest. So only use the pictures that are on the actual list. So once we would go through here, we need to create the actual lead form. So this is where an easy and super effective way to collect the information for your audience. That's why we're using the lead form, because it auto-populates your users' information. So when someone clicks on an ad, they're going to go to the lead form, and we're trying to collect name, email, and phone number. So the old way, the previous way, was to send them to your website, which typically doesn't work. There's too many options and they get lost and you don't collect them as an actual lead. Or you create a landing page where they have to manually input their name, email, and phone number. Now it sounds super easy, but we're asking the users to type their name, type their phone number, type their email. Even though that's a higher barrier of entry, a lot of people won't do it because they don't feel like typing their information in. On a lead form, it's already created there. Their name is there, their email, whatever information we're asking for is already there, so it's super easy. They just click a button. So we're going to go ahead and create a new form. And the first thing we come to is the form type, more volume or higher intent. I typically always keep it on more volume, so you'll have more volume of leads coming in. So there's that's easy. You don't have to mess with that. Now here's our intro and our headline. So this is where we're going to grab some text and tell our audience what we want them to do and what we're looking for. So I have some stuff down here that I've used from a previous campaign. So briefly describe. So we're just going to say, yes, I'm super excited to help you find your new home. You can use any copy if you want, but typically just stay on message because they're giving us their information because they're looking to buy a new home. So this is just something super easy to use. Now this says use the image from your ad. So we want to keep that as use the image from the ad. We want everything to stay as congruent as possible. So these images over here, they will see the house images that you've uploaded to your carousel ad will appear here. Now down here where it says paragraph layout, we're going to put some more information here. And this is basically what we're telling them to do. So just click submit to get instant access to your personalized list of Northern Kentucky homes under $350,000. You always want to be clear about what you're asking your audience to do. Give them a clear CTA. That's a clear call to action of what you want them to do. So this button down here, you can't change it. It always will say submit. So that's where you say click submit below to get instant access. So we're going to give them the information on the other side. Now down here where it says questions, you can ask additional questions if you want to. The more questions you ask, the less likely someone's going to fill out the form. So if we leave it just like this, their name, email, and phone number will automatically populate for them. There's really nothing else that you have to do. You could also ask them a question, what is their buying time frame? And then that user has to answer that question. So this is something that you might want to test in your own marketing. Are you getting higher quality leads if you start asking questions? Or are people falling off and not answering the questions, and then you don't have as many leads coming in? So that's something that you'll have to test. It's different in every campaign. So we're going to leave the questions as email, first name, not full name. I like to do first name, and I'm going to change the order. So whichever one you click first, so there's name, email, and phone number. So you can see it changes the order. So we like to see their name first, then their email, then their phone number. And this will pre-populate with their first name, their email that they have attached to their Facebook page, and then their phone number that they have attached to their Facebook page. 99% of the time, that is always the correct info because everybody keeps their Facebook info up to date. And it's going to pull their phone number from their cell phone and their Facebook app. So everything should be completely up to date. So those are the questions that we're going to ask. And again, you can go in and test different questions if you like. Now under here, under privacy policy, we need to type privacy policy. And we need to get a link to our privacy policy. So you might be saying, well, I don't have a privacy policy. I'm not a business. Where do I get this from? So this is super easy to get. Whatever real estate brokerage that you work for, they have a privacy policy on their website, and you are allowed to use that in this form. And you have to follow the privacy policy because you technically work for that brokerage, you work for that broker, so everybody is liable for that privacy policy. So we have one here that we've used before with Keller Williams. So you just grab that link from the website. Now you have a privacy policy. So no matter what company you work for, Huff, it doesn't matter. Go find their privacy policy and you can use that in here. Super easy to do. And it has to be there for Facebook policies. So now we're going to move on to the thank you screen. So this is what your audience sees after they've clicked the submit button. It goes to a thank you screen. So we have a couple more pieces of information that we can fill in here and customize. So we're going to remove this. And we're going to say thanks. Now you're in the know. So now the audience knows they have that list. They're on top of the best, all the houses worth $350,000 or less. It's up to date, and they can take that information and find the house they're looking for. We're also going to remove this part, and we're going to just click View List Homes Below. So again, we are telling our audience what we want them to do. if they've never seen a Facebook lead ad before, they might not realize that they have to click a button here or click a button here. So always be very clear with what you want your audience to do. So down here it says view website. So we have a couple options here, and you can change the button text. So there's two ways that you could do this. You could leave it as it is, pull your homes list from your MLS, and as soon as they click that, they would be taken to the link of all the houses that you have for $350,000 or less, or whatever median price range that you have in your area. You've already collected their lead information. You can send them straight to the list right then and there. It works perfectly fine, but there's another way, and I believe it's a better way to engage with your audience. This is the super secret ninja trick, is how to get 80 to 90% of your audience to open your messages. What we're going to do is send them to a Facebook Messenger bot. Now, what this allows you to do is not only build a list, but build a list inside of Facebook Messenger, which is a much higher open rate and engagement rate. If you've never heard about Facebook Messenger, you guys should look up some info on Facebook Messenger bots and how effective they are. So that's what we like to do on our end, is we combine the Facebook ad with the Facebook Messenger bot. It's kind of like building out an old school email list, but as you probably already know, email is pretty much dying as far as open rates are concerned. You're lucky to get a 10 or 15%, maybe 20% open rate on your emails versus 80 or 90% open rate in Facebook Messenger. And you'll get about a 30, 40, 45% click-through rate versus 1 or 2% click-through rate. So if you send an email and you're lucky enough that someone's opens it, you only have about a 1 or 2% chance that they're actually going to take action and click something in that email. If you use Facebook Messenger, you have about an 80 or 90% chance that they're going to read your message, and about a 40 or 45% chance that they're going to click the button and take action. So that's how we're combining both of these strategies into one, and it's super, super effective. So instead of putting view website, we could say something, get list now, or view your homes list now, whatever copy that you want to do, they'll click on that button. So here's where you need to get a link for your messenger bot. So you would have already had someone build out a messenger bot for you, or you've built it yourself. It's super easy to do. So we're going to jump over to ManyChat, and this is where the messenger bots are built. This is the software that holds the bot and completely builds everything out. So under growth tools, I'm just going to grab this real quick. This is not a building bot video, but this is just the strategies behind it and why it works. So this specific bot, a messenger ref URL, gives us a URL like any website that we can use across any of our social media. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to come over here, and we're going to paste that in there. So now when somebody clicks on the get list now, it's going to take them into the messenger bot, and that's where you're going to deliver the homes list. So everything's exactly the same. You're still building out a Facebook ad. You're still getting 50 to 60 leads a month. You're still using the lead form ad, and you're taking them to Facebook Messenger. When you do that, you're going to get 80 to 90% of the people that you send the message to are actually going to open it, and they're going to click on it and take the action that you want them to do. So that completes the Facebook lead ad. Oh, I guess I'm missing one thing here. All right, so that is the actual step-by-step process for using the Facebook lead ad. Now that that's built out, you have your ad created. The only thing left is to do is hit confirm. When you hit confirm, that's going to start your ad on Facebook news feeds and your Instagram news feeds, and you will be able to collect lead information. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll come back and answer every single comment. Please like and subscribe to my channel so you guys can stay up to date with all the latest tips and tricks. for Facebook marketing for real estate agents. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.